bonus question before we start.
Question.
How do you build 1 million to 10 million?
How do you build 1 million to 10 million? Buy a property for 1 million, let it sit and wait. After maybe 20, 30 years, it's now 10 million.
Hi guys, before we start this video, we'd like to invite you to Icon 2018 Davao.
So Icon 2018 will be in Davao on October 13. That's a Saturday. It's like one whole event where you have more than like 8 speakers in one venue speaking about property, investing, mindset, behavior, cryptocurrency, and many more. So if you're from Davao, just reserve your October 13 and just attend and join us.
So click the link below if you want to join us for this amazing event. It will be one of the first large conferences in Davao City. So see you all. Real estate and want to know more about rental and how you can build that passive cash flow for life, here are Carl D's 6 amazing steps. Number 1.
Okay, I want to give you some tips on rental. So number 1 is identify your market. That's the most important. So just to emphasize, are you renting out your property to expats? Are you renting out your property to corporations? Are you renting out your property to students? To BPO workers? Are you renting out your property to factory workers? So once you identify your market segment, your strategy will follow. Number 1, understand your market.
But among that 5, in your experience, which has the most work? You need to, I guess, put in more time. Commercial, BPO, expats, the low income market?
That's a very good question. But I will never ask what has more work.
Okay.
I will always ask, what is the bigger market size?
Actually, yun yung follow-up dun eh.
Okay.
Sige.
Okay, good. But you know what is more work? At some point, it's uncontrollable. Meaning, if let's say your property is in a sector that's for expat, then you have no choice. You have to build it for the expat. If your property is for the BPO worker, for the office worker, then you have no choice. Kahit gusto mo mag-expat, you envy Marvin Guillermo leasing out 300,000 a month. If your property is in a local market segment, then you just have to do all the work for the local market segment.
Okay.
But just to emphasize, personally, we have both investments in both ranges, from expats to commercial, all the way to BPO worker. So that range we have. So why do we do it that way? Because
you can hit everyone.
Number 1, it's okay, di ba? You have expat market segment. When you go to the expat market, you act like an expat market segment, di ba? But when you go to your BPO market segment, you tone down and connect with them. But both can make you profits kasi both are paying tenants.
Margin-wise, which is better?
Margin-wise, okay. Margin-wise, we get good returns with our expat. But just to emphasize, for our expat, 150,000 a month. That's one expat, work for 7 days, and that's it.
Okay.
If you do it in the BPO worker segment, that may be 15 na tao or 15 rooms. Diba? But if your expat naman vacates and then ma-empty ka, that's 150,000 a month of losing money. Pero in the BPO market segment naman, you lose one, madali mo replace. So you have a more, what do you call that, in the trading curve, mas steady curve mo.
Okay.
Diba? So
from your experience though, if I have let's just say condos, what has the biggest chance na mababakante siya? The higher end ones or the mid-range or commercial ones?
Wala, it really depends eh. If your high-end property is in a location where supply is low and it's really high demand for expats, then rest assured vacancy will be low. But if your unit is not properly designed, kahit anong hot na market, it will not be rented out. If your property is priced significantly high, even if the demand is strong and you are outrageously priced, baka ma-vacant ka rin. So there are a lot of factors.
So when you said that, what came to my mind is Serendra. That expats like Serendra very much.
Yes. Serendra is a good property because it's in BGC, di ba? Who doesn't want BGC? And it's near the schools, which is a big catalyst, no? So at one side, it's near the school, so ISM, BSM, Japanese school. And on the other side, there's also office buildings, there are JP Morgan, HSBC, so many global companies with expats. Expats kasi, almost big chunk of them are renting. That's why there's a strong demand for Serendra. Plus the garden concept.
Especially for this, no, there's a lot of businesses here that are continuing to come. So the expat market's very strong in UGC. So number one, identify your market. So, okay, I already know my market. I already know who to sell. What's my next step?
Number two, package your property well. Just like in any business, in any restaurant, in any product, you package it well. Package meaning you renovate your unit, matching your target market. If it's an expat, make it nice. If it's a low budget, budget conscious market segment, make it decent but price it lower, price it not too expensive. So package your property is number two. So it's the right design, right feel, right price, and overall it's packaged properly.
Percentage-wise, how much should I allot to design my condo? If it's a 4 million peso condo, how much should be a decent amount already that it looks presentable? Or if it's 10 million, do you have like a, I guess, benchmark percentage to allot for it?
I'm not pretty sure, no, but we've spent, let's say, sometimes 500,000 to 1 million for the expat quality apartments. But let's say for
So these are 15 million condos up or higher?
30 plus
30 plus
million.
million. Okay,
So it can go from 500,000 all the way to 2 million. But let's say for small units, let's say na lang na isang studio, let's say a starter studio unit, siguro 300,000 will be a good number.
Okay.
300,000.
So package it, no? But is it also advisable to sell it bare and then or rent it out bare tas bahala na si tenant doon?
Okay, it depends on your market segment. No? So yeah, good question. Kasi there are some market segments that they just want bare kasi they're budget conscious, diba? But there are some market segment naman na they want fully furnished kasi they're expats. For example, ikaw Marvin, if you go to Dubai and you stay there,
Okay.
do you want the bare or furnished?
Furnished.
Furnished, diba? Kasi
Furnished.
you don't want to spend money to go to IKEA and buy it after 6 months, 1 year, alis ka na. Diba?
Kilala ko, business class all the way.
Okay, Marvin.
Okay, so
I wish.
so number one, identify your market. Number
Package
two,
your
package your
property.
property. It has to look very, very attractive. While you were saying that also, I remember this. We have competitors in the same building that's also leasing it out. The better your property is, I guess, the more leasable it will be. Especially if
Better
it's very,
price,
very...
better renovation, and even your demeanor as a landlord is also important.
Okay.
You don't want to be parang untouchable type. You see, like if I was a tenant, no, and I go to I'm in another country where I'm not familiar, and then my landlord is like hindi friendly. I don't want to deal with him. I want somebody who's friendly and say, hey Carl, I understand you, you're from another place,
Yeah.
and I'll be nice to you, diba? Let's do win-win. Di
Alright,
pwedeng win-lose,
yeah.
diba?
So,
number three.
Number three, you already know how to package it. How do you let people know? What's the next step?
Number three, guys, is to advertise. You don't stop at packaging. Kasi I've seen people, they package it properly, they've identified the market, but lack of advertising. No? But the good news now is, guys, it's easier now to advertise than 10 years ago because of the internet.
Flyering, no joke lang.
Oh, you don't need to flyer anymore ngayon. Kasi ngayon, you have Lazada, Property24, OLX. So these will really help. The Facebook, you have Instagram. These are all marketing and advertising strategies. So you get more eyeballs, diba? So yep, don't forget to advertise.
In your experience, what's the most reliable platform that people can go? Especially, you're just new to lease your property. What's the first step that dapat I should be here? I should have
You should
my
be in
property.
OLX. Yes, you should buy OLX
Okay.
credits. Yeah.
Okay.
I think OLX is really cuts across the board. I've seen Japanese message me, hello Carl. But from OLX, I've seen Chinese national message me, hello. They even use Google Translator
For it,
to message me.
Okay. So
OLX.
guys, OLX.
Yep.
So the internet has really changed everything to
It makes it
make
easier
for you.
for landlords and lessors.
Now you know how to advertise it already. You know how to get the word out. What's the next step?
Well, number 4 again is price it right. So make sure your pricing is reasonable. And yep, that's it. Reasonable conditions, reasonable terms, diba?
Okay, so when you say reasonable, for example, the market rate for rental for this area is 50,000 pesos. What should you do? Put it at 45, put it at 55, but make it nicer, or just do it at 50, then fight everyone off sa advertisements and marketing?
Up to you. It's no different than running a restaurant, diba? There are some restaurant na, no, I will go for the 600 per meal price point. Kumusta ba yung mga pagkain sa Grand Marvin? I'm not used to those 600 peso per meal price point.
Healthy siya. Healthy.
But you price it 600 peso price point because your neighborhood is a 600 peso price point per meal.
Okay.
Diba? May coffee and dessert pa yun after, so it becomes 900, diba? But I don't go into places like that, you know? But if your area is generally a 120 peso, 150 peso market, then you price it that way, diba? And then you have the next market pa, the 50 peso, 60 peso market.
Okay.
Na ulam. It doesn't come with a plate anymore, nakasupot na lang kasi 50 pesos lang, diba? So, but they're all doing good business, diba? So, yeah, you price it right. How do you know what's the right price? Number one, ask around the admin, hey, kumusta dito? How much is the rental that's being taken up by the market? Research in the internet, okay, how much the rent or this type, similar properties, kunyari, Park Lane, BGC, you see the listings, and identify your market segment. For example, just to exaggerate, you want to rent out your 50,000 property to a neighborhood where the salary is 60,000. So 60,000 salary, 50,000 residential budget cannot be. It's too much.
Very hard.
So you have to analyze, no? So what do you do? Like for example, in BGC, is very strong na sharing of condo. For example, you have a 35,000 a month salary, hati silang apat or tatlo. Okay, they now have a 35,000 a month salary, 8,000 a month housing budget.
Okay.
Diba?
So that happens na pala here. I thought things like that are in Singapore, Malaysia, Dubai.
It happens for a reason, Mark. It happens because you have dominantly working class in BGC. Then there's a mismatch with high-end properties. That's why nagiging sharing. So that's why you have to be attuned to what's happening in your market.
Okay, question in line with that, Doc. There's a lot of dormitories coming up in BGC.
There
Is
you
that
go.
a disruptor in the market also?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a disruptor. Doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad, but it's just letting the market know that hey, we have so many workers in BGC, but the properties are not designed for workers. Meaning, there's a 36 square meter estate rule in BGC. Nothing is smaller than 36. That's why all the dormitories are outside, di ba? But you know, how can a worker pay 30,000 a month, di ba? That's why, actually, 5 years ago, we've already seen this mismatch. That's why dorms are gonna come into play. That's why the big boys, Ayala, SM, Robinsons, are now getting into the dorm business.
Space, yeah.
It's a natural effect because we're dominantly a worker market in BGC.
Okay.
Yes, number 4.
So, okay, so after knowing
Recap.
the price, okay, advertise, know that the price is right. What's the next step to make yourself a very, very successful
Real estate rental, no?
Yeah, getting
put
rental.
everything in writing.
Okay.
There you go. That's gonna be my most important tip. Every time you go to a meeting with your tenant, write things down, write things down, write things down. Never, ideally avoid word of mouth kasi sometimes nasabi mo, but it was received differently. Iba eh. So,
that happens. That happens. Yeah.
It helps protect the relationship. Put everything in writing, emphasize, am I clear that after this, I will charge you this one? Is it clear between us?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's always about win-win.
But does it when you say writing, does it have to be notarized or may everything has to pass through an attorney?
Well,
It's a legal document.
The
itself?
safest way is for your contract to eventually become like your notes, wherein your conditions are there. For example, if you're allowing pets, what's gonna happen if you terminate before the contract finishes? You will be forfeiting your security deposit worth 2 months, worth 300,000. So everything is spelled out, and then you avoid being stressed in the future.
Is it something that they can just get as a template, or do they really have to consult someone para everything is well written out? Or anyone can just do it and then they just sign at the end, at the bottom?
To make it really simple, lease contract is really like usapan, wherein you write down lahat na napag-usapan nyo.
Okay.
It can be in Carabao English and all. Basta as long as it's in writing, it's okay.
Did experience-wise, did something happen before also? Do you know experience ka na ganun that everything wasn't in writing? Parang it was just,
You know, a lot of things happen. A lot of interpretations are mixed. When things doesn't go, in a good way, di ba? But always remember, it's just money. If let's say your tenant suddenly need to go back to the US or to Japan because emergency reason, and then it's okay naman for you to cut the lease, hindi naman sadya, di ba? You can just say na, hey, you know what, we have a 1-year lease, but you took care of the unit well. Is it okay I return to you 1 month out of the 2-month deposit? Just for goodwill. It's okay, di ba? So, it's something that can be discussed.
Okay.
Basta, hindi pwedeng win-lose. It has to be win-win.
So parang there's a compromise also.
I think so.
You know what compromise means for me?
Compromise. What?
Compromise is you don't get what you want, and the other one also doesn't get what he wants. But somewhere in the middle, you're willing to go the next direction para to just close everything.
You remain friends. Always remember, when you reach that point that you have that kind of overlap, you're really just fighting about money more than anything else.
Speaking about friends, I heard or read an article about, look at the 5 people you're close to. Their average net worth is your net worth. That's why I want to go a lot of times with him.
I just put down your net worth.
No, he's bringing me up. Okay, number 5 is put everything in writing. Number 6, be a good landlord.
Last is be a good landlord. Be a good landlord. Take care of your tenants. I've seen a lot of landlord na hands off. They say, no, I don't wanna listen to what your requests are. I don't wanna listen to your needs. Basta we've signed a deal. That's it. I mean, sabi nga, di ba, what's a golden rule? Do unto others what you want others to do unto you, no? So, ako, I always remember, what if I was in another place and I was the tenant and I'm lost and I don't know what to do? What kind of landlord do I want? Maybe somebody who's supportive, somebody who's encouraging, somebody who like explains things, di ba? They might say no, but they would have courteously explain things to me, di ba? So, take good care of your tenant.
One experience from a friend, what do you do if normally you would give post-dated checks, yes?
Yes.
So what if nung punta ka na sa bank, tumalbog yung check? What's a good step for a landlord to do?
It's very difficult. You try to avoid being in this situation, di ba? Wherein your mutual win-win. So I've had checks bounce before, no? So first thing you do is you reach out. You say, hey, tenant, hey, how's everything? Kamusta? What happened? Oh, kasi Carl, business, I wasn't able to do collection and all. So we say, okay, sige, tenant, you know what? Kasi I have bills to pay also, and I'm really counting on your rent to pay for my bills also. I have bank mortgage. You think you can fund this like next week and or I'll also bounce my check to the other person, no? So it's really cause and effect, di ba? It's a train, railroad yan, eh.
Okay.
So talk nicely, di ba? And hopefully you get them there. If you don't get them there, you start to cut your loss na. I learned that in stocks. Diba?
Okay, cut your losses. Naman, lose a little, win more.
Diba? Always remember, peace of mind is more important than money. Never lose sleep over somebody else, diba?
So what's the worst thing that can happen? Eviction na? Ganon?
Worst thing that can happen is you don't get your rents paid.
Okay.
That's part of the business. It happens when you have a business, when you have a restaurant, when you are in a trading business, pwedeng may collectibles ka na hindi mo na-collect. It's part of business. So try to be nice, and then go for exit.
Okay. Until how many months should be a good threshold that they haven't been paying already?
Okay.
How long until you'll say na, okay, I'm being nice to you, but maybe it's time to go?
Personally, 2 months is extremes for me na.
Okay.
First month's check bounce, I want to collect that in 2 weeks. If I don't collect that 2 weeks, I'm still nice. But when I put the phone down, I'm calling my lawyer on the other side. Yeah? Not to threaten, but to protect you.
Okay.
Hey attorney, I'm in this trouble. Can you help me? Because you want to do it legally. You don't want to like act on your impulse and be on YouTube, di ba? So you really have to control your temper. You know, one thing I learned from having YouTube is to control your temper, di ba?
Speaking of attorneys, no, how many properties would you need to have? Para advisable na to get one, or until you just do it on your own first?
When you're in trouble, you should get one.
Okay, so not parang you don't get like a retainer na it's there for a specific time, just when as needed lang.
Well, I think you always have friends nearby.
Okay.
So meaning, depending on your work, if you're let's say an IT guy, try to share out your skills to friends, diba?
Okay.
So when you're an IT guy, you help out your lawyer friend fix his computer, you help out your accountant friend fix his computer.
So parang you share ideas.
You help out your stock market guru fix his computer para you have goodwill.
Okay.
And then kung kailangan mo naman ng small help,
Okay.
diba? It's win-win.
Parang
Hindi pwede
swap.
naman take lang ng take, di ba? Kailangan give first before you take, di ba?
Very, very good. Give first before you
Give first
take.
before you take.
So, these are Carl D's 6 steps on how we can be
Alright.
an amazing property investor.
Thank you. See you in the next video.